Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Red41 and my Factory 5. Now, in the last episode, we made a nice tree farm here, and you may be noticing it is turned off right now. That's because it was a little too powerful. As you can see here, yeah. I think we're good on logs for a while. We're gonna be good on loot bags as well. That was the main point of it. We are solid. We should be able to get every single gateway that we need. Um, so yeah, I did turn it off just to cause a little less lag. Um, but today our plan is to work on the mod Mystical Agriculture. So this is gonna be like a farming type mod, and the goal is to get the Awakened Superium armor. It's gonna be a long process, but my goal is to get that done for us today. But the first step in that process is having an area to work with mystical agriculture. So I'm thinking maybe we can get something down here. So let's see if we can just spin it into existence, just like so. Perfect. We got a nice little platform here. And this should be good enough. We can always make it bigger if need be. But I think the first order of business is going to be getting the first couple of seeds going. So let's go here. Let's throw all this back. All this back. Let me put our magnet in there. That can go in there. That can go in that right now. Perfect. And I did make an eccentric tomb here. This just gives us all of our books, and I believe there is a mystical agriculture. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, here we go. So the first step is going to be getting Inferium Essence, which I believe we have plenty of. Yeah, we have plenty of that. So let's start by making our infusion altar. We need some stone. So let's just take some of this cobble and smelt it up. Let's do that. And then we also need an infusion pedestal. We're probably going to need some more red wool. That's perfectly fine. In the meantime, let's look on how we get Inferium seeds. I think it's just like this. Perfect. So let's just get a couple of those. 9 seems good. And what we're going to be growing them on is, where is it? Right here, Inferium Farmland. So if we just do this, should get a whole bunch. I do have a bunch of dirt here as well. We can just do that. And I just want to make a farmland with this. So we're going to need a bucket. There we go, bucket of water. And I believe farmlands are a 9 by 9. So what we're going to do is just right above here, we're probably going to leave a gap here. So 1, 2, 6, 9, 3, 4, 9. Just like so. Let's grab our wand back. It's right here. And we could do this. Little short, that's fine. But we need a 4. So if we go 1, 2, 4, so this should be the middle. 1, 2, 4, and then this is the middle right here. We're just gonna do that just like so. And let's get a little bit more dirt. That I can just use our thing, but get a little exercise in. Alright, so that should be enough stone as well. I'll pop that in there and we can use our our wireless thing. That was close. Let's go ahead and do this. Manually place the rest. And we are probably going to need to light this up. It seems pretty dark. What I can do... Honestly, no. Mobs aren't spawning. We should be okay. Never mind. We should be okay. What I'm going to do, though, is start placing these down. And I believe we got a watering can at the very beginning, right? Yeah, we did. Looks like a little paintbrush. We're just gonna water these up. Hoping it works. I don't know if the watering can works on this, truth be told. If not, have a solution. See if bone meal works. No. Alright, so we're gonna have to find a better way to grow this. There should be mystical fertilizer. Just like so. So we can grow a whole bunch of this. And it should be good. That. So let me make probably a stack of that just for now. We need diamonds. That's not a problem. We have just a few blocks of diamonds. That should be enough. There we go. We'll throw that back in there. We'll throw that, and that. And now what we do is some of our fertilizer here. Make a couple stacks of that. Then we should just be able to... Oh, easy. But we actually don't need any more of this. We just kind of made it just to have for our records. We have plenty of Inferium Essence. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make that pedestal now. That's going to be the first step into advancing. So where is it? I have lost it. No, here we go. So we need one of these. Then we're actually going to need, I think it's 8 of these. So when you need more red wool. Fortunately, I have a ton of wool and a ton of red dye. That. Perfect. Again, I think it's 8 of these. We need more stone. But what we can do to figure out the exact number is I'm gonna place this down here, and it'll actually tell us where to put this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we just need a couple more stone. So let's go grab that. It's actually kind of cool if you stand under here. See all like the pipes and everything. Crazy. So cool. Anyways, we're gonna come and grab our stone here. And we can just do this. Perfect. Now, what this is gonna do is help us advance with other types of seeds that we need. So, again, our main goal is to get our helmet here. And in order to do that, we're going to need light blue essence, brown essence, blue essence, and orange essence. That's going to be with our dye seeds. Now, we have plenty of stuff to do that, but as you can see, we need like tertium essence, which we should honestly make a master infusion, whatever it was called, master infusion stone. And so that is our goal. It's going to be a lot of crafting, a lot of long processes, but it should be fun. So the first thing that we're going to need is prosperity seeds. And we're going to need prosperity shards. We put... Let's see. So we do have our fan here. I think we also have a crushing macerator, but that's not going to help us. But it looks like light blue dye in front of a soul fire works. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come right up here. And we're going to replace this piece of cobble with some soul sand. I think it's soul soil, actually. Which we don't actually have. How do we get soul sand? Or soul soil, I guess, would be the question. So here. Can I just do it like this? Let's do this. Get a flint and steel. think I could do this, right? Yeah, perfect. And we're gonna take our light blue dye. We have plenty of it. So let's just do that. Let's throw it right here. I should turn the magnet off. That would help. There we go. And we'll just do that just like so. And let that all wash up. Alright, now that that's all washed up, we have our prosperity shards here. What we can do is, if we go back to mystical agriculture right here, we can start making our prosperity seeds. And this is going to be the base seed that we need to kind of do everything. To do that, we actually need more regular seeds. That's a problem. Fortunately, started this long time ago. We could just use bone meal and do that. So let me gather up a whole bunch of seeds and I will be right back. Alright, I got us enough that we should be able to last a while on seeds. So again, we're just gonna make a whole bunch of these. Probably a stack. A stack will be just fine. And now, what we need to do is start working on our stones. So, if we look here, we need the Master Infusion Crystal. Which, honestly, that was very easy. I thought it would be a lot harder. Okay. So what we can do is start working on these other things. So let's start working on brown essence. We're going to need brown seeds, which is going to be Prudentium essence, which we could just do that nice and easy. Perfect, perfect. Let's look at brown seeds here. We need brown dye, Prudentium essence. All right, let's just look up brown. What do we have? We have a whole bunch of saplings. Let's just do it like this. And we're also going to need a lever. Let's use a button. Button should do this just like so, and perfect. Let's go down here, and I believe a button works. I could be wrong, and I will be corrected in a minute. All we have to do is this. We'll throw our Prudentium in just like this, and then our saplings in like so. And we can just do that and get some brown seeds. Perfect. So now what we need to do is, let's make the green dirt. So if we do this, we need some Prudentium farmland. Do it just like this. Grab a hoe. This is the problem with having the wireless and this, is that if you're crafting, you have to remember to clear your crafting. There we go. Let's grab our hoe. That. But just like so. We are gonna need more, that, but that's fine. Let's grab our bucket. We'll fill that up with some water while we are over here real quick. Grab that bucket. Perfect. And let's make our second field just right next to our first one. Leave maybe, what, like 2 blocks of a gap? 3 blocks of a gap? 1 gap? Let's do 1 gap. Perfect, just like so. 2, 9. And we can grab our wand here for that torch. And we're gonna need more of the green essence as well. Let me make some of that right here. Perfect. That way we can make more of this. And I don't need too much. I'm probably gonna do... How much do I need? Let's count this out. This is the middle, 2, 4, here's the middle here. Perfect. Probably about 20. Let's get 20 more. Maybe 15. I may be overestimating here. Let's go 15. Then we can just use our wand. Alright, just a couple more. 1, 2, 5 more. So it was 20. I was right the first time. Never underestimate yourself. And perfect. So now we can take these brown seeds and we can grab our fancy little dye, or so bone meal fertilizer thing that we had here and work with that. Let's throw all this in here. Perfect. And we're just gonna do. And how much do we need for the armor? We need 40. Okay. I'll get us a stack. A little more than a stack, but that's perfect. Alright, the next one that we need is... I'm gonna have to work through all of this, is what I'm realizing. It shouldn't be too hard, just diamonds and stuff. Alright, the next one is, let's go light blue. So in order to make the light blue, we need tertium essence. So let's get some tertium essence. Just like so. I'm gonna make a whole bunch more prudentium. We're gonna need it. I'm just gonna fill my inventory with it. Perfect, that should be more than enough. Get our tertium here. Perfect. Then we can make some light seeds. So in order to do that, we need, again, the seeds, the prosperity seeds here. Let's get some light blue. We'll use saplings again. And we need tertium essence. Grab that. Perfect. Go here. 1, 2, 4. 4, just like so. And make that. Now, I don't think the soil matters. I just want to double check this. I could be wrong. I'm not a master at this mod. No, so it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to use that. No, I didn't. I was about to say I lost my seed. But no. So let's do that. Let's see what other essences we need. What other ones we need. We need orange and blue. So let's work on that one. The orange is the tertium again, so that's easy. We can do that right now. Like that, grab our saplings. Go 1, 4, 1, 4, just so. Grab our orange. And the last one was blue. And the blue one is prudentium. So that's the green one, which we should have. Yeah, we'll just grab these 4. Take this here. That 1, 2, 4. 1, 4. Just like so. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the dye essence that we need. I will come right back once I have about a stack of each of them. Alright, I got all of our essence in our chest here. So the next step is going to be getting the base armor. We could do that easily. Make a couple of Imperium ingots. We need prosperity ingots, which again, super easy to do. Let's just do that right there. Got a whole bunch. And as much as we can there. It's going to be a lot of crafting. We need prosperity diamonds. So we're going to need to blast some more light blue dye. So let's get a whole bunch of that going here. Fill up my inventory with light blue and take it down over here to the fan. And we're just gonna throw that here. I'm gonna pick it up. That's the problem with standing there. What if I do it this way? Be good. Perfect. And there we go. And now we just wait for that to last. Alrighty, now that's all done. I can just grab all of that and we'll just throw it right back in there. Easy. Easy. And we're gonna make quite a bit of these diamonds. We'll go 3 stacks. That should be enough. This. 3 stacks of that. And we can make the helmet, the chest plate, pants, and the boots right there. And now we just gotta keep doing the same thing with all of this. Now we have our red stuff. So now we need to get an awakening altar going for us. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to come over here because this is almost dead. Actually, I'm going to charge this and we can do our crafting in the main system. Plop that in there. That should charge up real quick. Get some coal in there. Or is it good? Staying solid. Cool. So now we need to get that altar. It's a different type of altar. So what we're gonna do is just check and see what it is. It's an awakening altar. So we're gonna need solarium blocks. In order to do that, we need solarium, and we just need to smelt soul soil and gold ingots together. That should be fairly easy. Let's get a bunch of soil. So we get some soul sand. Let's get soul sand first. That. We'll do this. Grab a couple stacks of that. Grab some gold. Plenty of it to go. And we're gonna combine those together. Let me double check here. Where's the soul soil? There we go. I can take dirt and just blast it. Easier. Or mud? I have a whole bunch of mud too. Hold on. Before we do this, let's go here. Work smarter, not harder. And let's go mud. I have a whole bunch of mud. Let's just take this and throw this over here. Easy. Rather than taking unnecessary steps. Let's do that and let that cook itself up. Perfect. Now we have plenty of soul soil here. And all this is to make solarium. Oh. And we just need to smell soul sand or soul soil. Okay. So either one would have worked in gold. So let's make an alloy, whatever that is. Words are hard. Alloy smelter. It's like so. That looks complicated. Alright, iron gears. Got 2 of those. Perfect. Alloy smelter. Alright, we got that. We got, I don't know how many of these we wanted. We'll go 5. Dark steel. How can we do that without an alloy smelter? Primitive alloy smelter? We need grains of infinity. Put in your offhand, deep slate or cobbled sleep slate in your main hand, then shift right click a block of obsidian. Oh, okay, that's easy. So let's just throw all this back in. Just for now, clean out the inventory a bit. So obsidian. Flint and steel. And what else did it say? Cobbled deep slate or deep slate? Deep slate, I have plenty of that. Okay. So if we go here, they said throw this in your offhand, right? Or is it the other way? Now I'm like, I don't know. Let me figure this out and I will be right back. But it looks here, I could just flint and steel nether wart blocks. I do this. That doesn't do anything. Let's grab another wart block. See what that does. I do just so. Perfect. I do that. That's not doing anything either. If anybody knows, let me... Oh! Just kidding. I figured it out. So let me get some of this and I will be back. Alright. So I'm not gonna lie to you, it's days, and I'm actually now sick. Hence the change of the voice and thing. But what I found out is that we could a primitive alloy smelter. So I've been doing that, getting our blocks of solarium, and I think we're good to go. Just need one of these. We need 4 of these. And we need 4 of these. More orange wool. Fine. That, an orange dye. Perfect. And 2 more of these. Amazing. So what we need to do is throw this over here, and it should tell us where everything goes. So if I just throw that here, yeah, perfect. That's gonna go here, like so. Go here. So we should just be able to do the same thing. We're gonna grab a button. Just that. And I'm gonna grab our stuff that we need. Now, we were making mystical agriculture armor. The fancy armor, to be exact. So, we need awakened supremium ingot and awakened supremium gemstones. Okay, so let's make those. Very much not prepared. How do you make that? Hold on. So we need to take a supremium block and awaken it. Okay. Dropped by the Wither and the Ender Dragon when killed. So, turns out we can't do this. So, my entire plan has been a lie. But that gives us a challenge for next episode. We're gonna throw this on. We also need augments here. It looks like we can have a couple of augments on these. So let me know what augments I should get. I'm thinking, obviously, we're gonna do the flight one. This augment we have to do, which means we have to kill the Wither. That's a given. But there's strength, there's health boost, which again, with her. But yeah, let me know which one of these we should get. There's a whole bunch of different augments. And I guess that's gonna do it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. Armor really blends into me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one.